Hi all my friends. Yes, today I will speak my speech. The topic is about rich and poor mindset. Yes, an eyes open interview with Robert Kiyosaki. Yes, so let's begin. Yes, the more of the idea is go to school, get a job, work hard, save money, get that up that and invest for a long term into that time. See what you save money with the printing trillion of dollar. So get between the 1% and 1990 in mathematics. You see, not just money. You have to step back and look at the big picture. So what you do? So what do you do? In every one of us, you're a poor person. There's still a poor person inside me. There's also a middle class person. As a middle class person wants security. They want a steady paycheck. As a rich person. They are inside of a shared job. It's not taught. If you're taught to go to school, get a job, and get a paycheck, you're not taught how to get rich. It's rich dad, poor dad. My rich dad refused to pay me. He said the paycheck was one of the most amazing things you can take in your life. He said the moment you take a paycheck, you're an employee, and that's the mindset. So my rich dad never paid me. It's through my poor dad. You know, a government, you get to pay people, you got to pay people. And rich dad was not saying that the paycheck was bad. He said he didn't want to be a slave to money. So as an entrepreneur, you know, if rich dad failed it, I just try another company. I don't need a paycheck. I don't need anybody to take care of me. If my government doesn't like me, I move to another country because I need So the entrepreneur is not much the business. The entrepreneur is really the mindset and skill set and the different set of rules. You see, I don't operate small business. Do not operate in the same rules as big business. Entrepreneur is a mindset first, a skill set, and rules. And depending upon whether you are an employee or small business, the mindsets are different, the skill sets are different. It's a good side wanting to somebody who never been an entrepreneur as a thinking about making the leap or fail. Yes, so well, I tell you the same thing that happened to me. You know, my last paycheck, I still remember it clearly. It's one of the worst and the best day of my life. And I was in Puerto Rico. I was working for Soros. And my boss gave me my last. It wasn't a paycheck, it was a punishment. I think it was about 30,000 pounds. So I get this check and I went, holy mac. You know I mean, so I was excited, but I want so little bit. And so the other guys come up to me, his name was John, and John said to me that you got to be paid. I said, why? He says, because you're going poor. I looked at him and I said, look, few plenty words, because that's what he did. He left Seros, fell, and he come back. I said, look, you fail and you come back, but I'm going to fail and I'm never coming back, and that's the attitude. Do you know what I mean? Yes, if you say, well, if I fail I go back to the money, then that's what you will do. So if you fail, that's when I became an entrepreneur, because I had no money. I had no money for years. Yes, I didn't have a paycheck, But that was my rich dad encouraged me to do. He says when you don't have it by check, you get hungrier, smarter, and stack up your character. Will you become a crook? Will you become a dishonor? Will you cheat and steal? Or will you become a better human being? So really that's the benefits of becoming an entrepreneur. You really find out who you are when you don't have anything. So you always have to look at everything. Too many people look at, well, what's going to be? When you look at the big picture, you also going to know just what something bad happens or something good is going to happen. But you gotta prepare for whatever is coming. If you think the next 20 years will be like the last 20 years, you're going to back cream. If you know when you and I go to we buy a carton of milk, we always check for the expiration date. But most people do not check for the expiration date on their plans. Instead of getting out of debt, I getting in debt. I tried to finance 300 million in debt. I went from 5% to 20.5%. I make a fortune. Every month more money comes in because my cost of money has gone down. So while some financial experts are saying get out of debt, I'm saying learn how to use debt. See, when I come back from serving in Vietnam in January of 1973, as the first thing my dad go to school to learn how to invest in real estate. It wasn't real estate, it was how to use debt and that's it. That and mathematically rich debt and that's it made the poor and middle poor. So as a rich guy, who you are, doctor, a lawyer, or you guys, you getting cream and I don't know why. Doctors are getting creamed. Oh yes, you are making more money, but the check home me less. My daughter just yelled at me. He's happy. He said, oh, guess what? I found my $1 million. And I said, yes, you just 3 weeks ago. And so I said, yes. Well, how much you pay in taxi? He said, $7,055. So his next will about 400,000. That's not pass. But when I met $1 million, but I keep $1 million, but. And the reason is because I don't make it by working for money. See, it work for the money. So that's why lesson number rich dad poor dad is rich down for the money. And what we do instead is create business at entrepreneur. I don't invest in the stock market. So the reason is because I entrepreneur. Yes. And so let me see. Yes, slowly. Yes. And how much I pay in taxi? And because I'm an entrepreneur as well as an investor in real estate, I pay 0 tax. So every time I make, let's say, $1 million at an entrepreneur, I immediately invest it in real estate and have a 4-to-1 startup. So I put $1 million in real estate. I got 4 million for Japan. Well, let's sorry. Yes, I immediately invest in real estate and I have 4-to-1 startup. So I put $1 million in real estate. I get 4 million from Japan. That's why I love banks. But the banks are screwing everybody else. Terrible, but it's good for me. I thought you said when the spring is good for you. but when you bring it bad for people that work for money, because when you print savor get cream, and people who work for money get cream. When they print data get written, you see that and taxi makes the rich richer, and that and taxi makes the poor and middle class poor. When we have absolute idea, we get absolute reason. So what happened for most people? The idea of going to school, getting a job, working hard, saving money, getting out of debt, paying your house because it's an asset and investing for a long term. It's a short list. The world had changed in the world changed in 1971 when President Nixon took us off the gold standard, and money became debt. What if we read at school, then what would happen? Would it be better if we had no educational system at all? No, I'm saying education was more important before. It's just absolute. You know that most law more law which style information double every 18 months. In other words, everything is absolute 18 months. So, and this is a recent phenomenon. So when you come out of school, you're already absolute. And that's why I'm the old guy. You know, I meet my friends. I went to Harvard. Yes, I went to Harvard. I said, yes. That was how long? 50 years ago? Today, the banks are charging you interest to save money. In other words, the banks don't want your money because they've printed too much of it. And that's why there's police and stocks and police in real estate and all this. People are jumping the cash because as I said in here, the book, saver are loser and cash is trash. And that people are, well, I want a higher paying idol. Well, that's an absolute idea. Get out of that. It's an absolute idea. You should learn how to get into that, how to use that to get rich. And they never teach you about taxi. The reason the 1% is way up here and the 99% are going this way. Yes, reduce. It's because when you bring money to things happen. Inflation and taxi. It's crushing them. And any entrepreneur that thinks I'm just and everything and any entrepreneur that I think I'm just going to make money, yeah, they really have got to smell the rules, man. You know, that's not what the real entrepreneurs are doing. Most entrepreneurs, there are 28 million small business owners in America. 24 million are one-person entrepreneurs. They are called non-employee entrepreneurs. So that's because and that's what happened. is when people don't really understand what an entrepreneur does. Yeah. So most people are self-employed, but they're not really entrepreneurs. The self-employed pay the highest taxes of all, and nobody tells them that. Yet it's also called the entrepreneur phase. But what are we actually talking was a such thing as a bad economy. You know that eternally you and I we all have an eternal economy, but we also have an internal economy, and the willpower is to change our internal economy. So for me, I can see the good, I can see the bad. I don't really give a damn, because I'm going to be rich anyway. But a poor person with a poor personal economy, all they are going to see is a bad economy, because they don't know how to make money in any economy. And the middle class person, they have a middle class economy. You know what I want is a nice house, a steady paycheck, and the job, and the car. Yes. And so when you take their job away to them, that disaster. Well, since an entrepreneur doesn't have a job anyway, it's no big deal. So all I'm saying to people is what Becky Fuller taught me. There's always two sides, you know what I mean. You know to give ruler at minimum 2. So if you think the economy is bad, it's because your economy is bad. If you think that's static, you know employment is important. And then you see an economy without jobs. The economy, yes. When such is that it as the external economy where you control this. I can control, yes, it's called internal focus versus an external focus. So the real entrepreneur has an internal focus. But if they fall down, they said, oh, this is good, because I'm going to go up higher. You know, the average person will fall down and say, oh, I'm going to test some project, or somebody has a mid-text, or the mid-text don't matter well. Mid-text matter. It means you didn't know something. But a real entrepreneur, where do they fall down? Or they always can go up. They can stand back up and go higher. That no matter what happens to them, they got stronger and better and smarter and happier. But a person with a weak internal mindset, it is that they are afraid of what happens is generally happens. Like you know, people who are afraid of losing their jobs, they generally lose their jobs. Yes, you know what I mean. Yes, no doubt. So everything comes through you. Yeah, so the entrepreneur first job is control inside here, out of here, out, not out of there. The moment you test that, By chat, you an employee. You got to be stronger than that. It's about inside control. That is all my speed. So see you next time. Bye bye.